Welcome to the beginner course on Python. We're going to start using the tooling for Python, and we're going to be using something called UV, which is a replacement for pip. So you need to go to the UV docs.astro.sh UV site here and install UV. If you are using Windows, we do suggest that you use WSL for Windows, where you can just install freely from Microsoft. With UV installed, we can get started. I'm using UV version 0.9.5. Let's start our project, UV init. I'm going to specify a version of Python, and this is going to be 3.12, and we will call our project intro. The name of our project is intro. We created a folder here for intro. I'm going to cd into the intro project. We have a main.py and a pyproject.tom. I'm on the pypy.org site for the Python packages to install the starter stack, which is called FastOpp, that we're using for learning, for fast learning opportunities. And the current version is 0.4.7. So we're going to copy this, go back to our project UV, add FastOpp equals 0.4.7, and install the exact version that I'm using in the tutorial. Okay, I'm going to start up an editor. I'm going to use Cursor. You can use VS Code. It's basically the same for this tutorial series because we're not going to use the AI portions of Cursor. And we're going to collapse this. We're going to open up our main.py, and we're going to first import from, okay, I'm going to turn off the cursor tab here. From FastAPI, import FastAPI. Save it, and it says it can't be resolved, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select the Python that's in the current directory with the .vnv. So now this first one here no longer has a syntax error. This one warning is just that it's saying that it's unused. Okay, let's create our first instantiation of the FastAPI application, which is by convention app equals FastAPI. Then we're going to delete this for now. We'll do a decorator. So we'll go at get to go to this specific route, and it's a decorator, so there's no colon at the end. The decorator has a @ sign in the front, and this thing is from FastAPI, as you can see. We use async function. We'll just call it home by convention, and it will return hello world. Okay, I'm going to collapse the sidebar with Command B. We'll focus in on the lower portion of the terminal here, which you can open up with Control backtick. And we're going to do ls-a. You'll see that there's a .vnv that was automatically created. We're going to source it. Oops. activate.venv/bin/activate. Now we have the folder name of our project here, intro, in the prompt. So if I do which, for example, UV corn, the path should be in the current folder that you are operating in. We're using a virtual environment. UV corn main colon app, reload. It's going to start on port 8000. Okay, so open up a browser and we'll go to localhost 8000 and you're going to see the hello world there. I have a pretty print extension and you can match it up right there. Okay, but right now it doesn't look super great. So we're going to try to put some HTML on it just so that it looks a bit nicer. So from FastAPI.responses, it's a package of FastAPI. We're going to import the HTML response class. And we're going to need this in order to spit out HTML here. So let's go back down to our main function here. And actually above it is the decorator. And we're going to assign the response class to HTML response, which we just imported right there. Okay, this is what it looks like right now. And then we'll just return 1, 2, 3. So this is a string in Python with the triple quotes, but you can have a pretty long string with a lot of stuff in it. So in this case, we can add HTML h1 for header 1. And we'll check out our, and you have a nice h1 there. And yes, we could make this an f string if we want to, and put a variable here, such as message. We use the Python optional typing to make it a string, and then we'll have, so you put your name, Craig's World. And here we can delete the contents and it would just be message. And we will try it again. Now we have Craig's World. And we forgot to put the H1 here, so we'll go H1 to make it kind of large. H1. And we actually don't need the full triple quote now. And we'll see whether it becomes big. Beautiful. And we can put a loop here for maybe, so that underscore there just means that we're not going to use a variable for byte in range 5, let's say. And we can put something here. So for example, message equals message plus, oh, I forgot in. I am great. Just to boost up our confidence as we are learning Python. And let's see what it looks like. So I am great, I am great, I am great, but it's kind of small and it needs a break. So let's go ahead and add it in. We'll put the break right. Well, we can just make it a H2 so that our greatness as students of Python will be known to the world. You should put your own name there, not mine. Okay, so if you actually want to use the number produced by the loop, we can insert an I there. We'll put an F in front of the string to make it an F string. And we'll use these curly brackets with the name of the variable in it to do string interpolation so that it comes out like this, and it needs a space. And we probably want to start it at 1. Index does start at 0, so it should start at 1 now. Very good. It's likely it's more clear with a period, so we'll do that. Maybe it's a bit too much hubris, so we'll go your name, Python world, and we will not say that we are great, but we will say that Python Python is great and we love Python. We can use the same technique with looping to get images either locally or from the network. We will use an image from the network right now. There's a site pixum.photos, which is very common to use for testing, and we will grab a static random image and we will drop it in. So outside of the for loop, this indentation is pretty important. It will be message equals message plus, and then we have some type of string here. And so the string is going to be HTML. It'll be image source equals, and then single quote there. Okay, we need the URL. Command C, and I'll drop it in between the single quotes, and we'll see what it looks like. Now we have an image here that is 200 pixels wide by 300 pixels tall. We will make it square, be 200 by 200, and for the purpose of having more real estate, I'll cut down the number of times we say Python is great. So now we have a square image. So we will create a row here for I in range, I in range 2. We'll have a duplicate image first. And now there's 2 images here. And we have the I here. So if we make this an F string by putting an F in front of the string, we can now do string interpolation. We can look for the pixel, which is the seed of the string, and we're going to replace it with the variable I. So now we have a couple different images, but 0 and 1 on pixel are the same. So I'm just going to add a number here so that it doesn't start off at 0. And now we have 2 completely different images. And if we extend this out, for the range, I'll go 5. I'll reload it. We now have 5 different images. All right, congratulations on reaching this far in the course. It's a pretty dense first video. We've covered UV, the Python package manager that is a replacement for pip and the one that we will be using in this course. You've learned how to add a Python package. We installed FastOpp, which is a special stack that is free for fast learning opportunities. We used UV add at the beginning of the video. So we added the package to the dependencies, and at the top, we can then import packages that FastOpp also adds for you. And the main one that we are using is the kind of industry standard package called FastAPI. We next learned what a Python decorator is. There's a little @ sign here, and this adds some functionality. It is from FastAPI. We're using a Python async function. The async keyword is prepended, so it's put in front of the keyword def in Python. The standard Python function is just def, but because we're using FastAPI, which uses async IO, we just use the keyword async. We're using backend routing. The FastAPI decorator app.get using the HTTP protocol get provides a routing system here that we are routing to the main homepage of the site. And the site in this case is localhost. So this slash here, you could have other routes at the end of it. We're getting an HTML response from the backend. We are returning HTML using this class in FastAPI that's called HTML response. So this is the backend. It goes to the web browser, which is the front end. Maybe it's still running. And we can then see it as front end users. We also learned Python for loops. Most of the course will be on the Python syntax, and there are for loop here. We're using string interpolation. This is string interpolation. We're using f string. There's these special characters, curly brackets. Within the curly brackets, you can put Python code, including the variable here that is replaced. So every time through the loop, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. Instead of having a 0 at the front, we are using the number 1. That's why we are adding 1. Right there, 1, 2. And we learned how to display an image from the network. So in this case, we're using a random image from a service called pixum.photos. And we are iterating through the loop to insert the image into the HTML that then FastAPI serves up. We are making a free course. I'm deciding whether to focus on something like Flet, which is a UI for Python to teach Python, or whether to focus on FastAPI, which is more industry standard, but does require more dense knowledge up front, including HTML and routing to get you started. So appreciate your feedback. If there's any comments, just drop them below and we'll take it into consideration as we develop our course. You can also send course feedback to jkasman at opkey.com. He's the guy on the left here eating the delicious loco moco. This is me on the right. We are meeting up for a meeting in Hawaii to discuss programming technologies. And Jesse can also provide help with the course if that's what you are looking for. Have a great day.